Number 4 is V for Vendetta. James McTeague did a good job with this movie.
And it's written by Andy and Larry Wachowski.
Hugo Weaving plays V.
And he's like
Hence V for Vendetta.
He's the only actor that can do a mask and like just use his voice and stuff.
And this movie is about like a real, kind of like a dictatorship.
Government dictatorship,
And they don't like allow people to go out at certain times. They have like curfews and all that. And V is just basically an anarchist who doesn't like the government. And it's based off Guy Fawkes blowing up Parliament. And that's what V does, is blow up Parliament and get everyone to follow.
Blows up London like a symphony and conducts it.
Yeah, and Natalie Portman does a great job. She's the main character, and of course V falls in love with her.
And, just love interest through the mask. Who is he? Is he sexy? Is he not?
Tries to take his mask off, and he's like, no.
Fuck no.
He was hurt really bad way back when. And, of course, there's a scene when Natalie Portman gets, kidnapped. You think it's the government, but it's really V. That's kind of like putting her in a prison and shaves her head. It sounds wrong, but he wanted her to face her fears and not be afraid anymore. It has great story behind it, and it was just an enjoyment to watch.
And it's a feast for the eyes.
Amazing. Number 3, Spider-Man 2.
Directed by Sam Raimi and starring Tobey Maguire, James Franco, and Kirsten Dunst. Gives
nerds everywhere
a boner.
Just gives every nerd out there a chance to think that they're cool. Where this gave us warm, fuzzy feeling in our hearts because it's just about Tobey Maguire, who really is one of the nerdiest actors in Hollywood.
And he did do a good job playing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And
Peter Parker.
And this one, the story's more strong, the character's more developed, there's more badass fight scenes.
They have a new villain, Doc Ock, played by Alfred Molina, and thank God he did this movie.
After some shit stains like
Dudley Do Right
and various others.
It was more developed, and of course in this one Spider-Man starts to lose his powers because he kind of, I guess, doesn't want to do it anymore.
He's fed up with being a superhero,
and he enjoys at the time not being a superhero.
Because he's actually normal, and
he gets to be with Mary Jane.
And then that actually was
wrong. He really finds out this is what he's meant to do, and of course becomes Spider-Man, and has to go fight Doc Ock, who in the end turns into kind of a good guy because it was really the tentacle arms that were causing him to be bad because he really is a good guy.
And
it was just a good movie. It's the best in the series in our opinion, and it was just non-stop action throw-eye with some drama and humor. It was really good.
If you haven't seen it, you're sad.
Yeah, go see it. It was amazing.
Probably $5 at Movie Stop. I recommend you get out the fuck your house and buy it now.
Number 2, it's in our opinion one of the greatest superhero movies, comic book movies of all time, because it's like a comic. It's in black and white, and it has multiple stories. It's Sin City. And we're going to hear crap from Third Out Productions if he's watching this. You're still our bro, but we love this movie. It was so good.
It's directed by Robert Rodriguez, and Frank Miller co-directed it.
Yeah, and then they have Quentin Tarantino, who's a special guest director.
And you might know which one he did, which scene he did, if you're a good Quentin Tarantino fan. Well, basically, it's just 3 stories. Yeah,
it just explores dark and miserable, a town based in city, and it's 3 people, and they're all caught up in violence.
Intertwined,
It's an intertwined.
If you watch one part, you see a character that you see later, and then you see that character back in that one thing. It may sound confusing what I'm saying, but you get what I'm saying.
It's just black and white and just gloomy and depressing and extremely fucking gory. You don't see many colors at all. You see red and you see yellow when you see
the Yellow Bastard.
Yeah. And it's just so good. It has Jessica Alba playing Nancy Callahan. Her best fucking movie, because she's done horrible shit like Love Guru. God. It just depresses me. And they have Michael Clark Duncan playing Minute.
And they got Clive Owen playing Dwight.
Yeah. And Mickey Rourke doing Marv.
That was Mickey Rourke's best performance next to the wrestler.
Yeah, this movie is just so downright close to a comic book that you just couldn't help but be awed and amazed.
It's stunning. It's really pretty to look at, and
it's just not a lot of people will get it just because it's kind of like I guess it could be kind of like a Pulp Fiction kind of thing. But number one, and of course, it is The Dark Knight.
Okay.
We loved The Dark Knight, but we're not the kind of people that are on the bandwagon saying it's the best movie ever. But we will say
it's the
best comic book movie ever put on
far.
So far.
Don't get us wrong. It's a great one, but hey, Watchmen could be better. So
never know.
Watch out.
But of course, it was directed by Christopher Nolan, and he made Batman the way it was supposed to be. Dark and depressing. A lot of people like Joel Schumacher's version, but he made 90% of people didn't like it, but the people that did like it just liked it because it was more kid friendly.
Okay.
And it's not supposed to be.
Alright, since we're talking about Dark Knight, I want to go to the retrospect real quick. The first Batman was pretty dark, like a Batman comic, good movie. Everything was good about it. We already talked about it. And it's nice. Next one returns even more darker, which is supposed to be a Batman movie.
Yeah, it was a little like twisted,
but hey, it's supposed to be dark. I enjoyed it a lot more.
It was a little kooky, but it was still dark.
I enjoyed it a lot. Then Forever came out,
and that's when Joel Schumacher took it over.
Mr. Joel Schumacher came out, and
it wasn't bad,
but
it wasn't good,
enjoyable.
It was just a kind of thing that when you're younger, you're gonna enjoy watching it.
My favorite part still is when the Riddler and Two-Face are playing battleship with Batman, blowing up stuff around him.
Yeah, it wasn't a horrible movie, but it just wasn't good. And then the horrible piece of monkey shit. We're never gonna get over it. Is Batman and Robin? We did not like it.
Made it more and more campy, which is unneeded. We're not gonna get into it. Then Batman Begins came out,
and which was great. We were gonna put it on this list, but it's just we just couldn't fit it in with all the stuff that we just really really enjoyed. But then Dark Knight comes out, and it's what a comic book's supposed to be. Batman, the graphic novel, and comic book is just depressing, sad. It's a drama.
This is based on
the darkest
Frank Miller's
graphic
take
novel
on Batman, The Dark Knight,
in which the Joker is a psychopath. Jack Nicholson was amazing as a Joker,
but Heath Ledger just took it to a new level.
It's like he just made it so dark, so twisted. When you were watching it, you didn't know what he was going to do next.
You didn't know to go damn or laugh your ass off.
This was his best performance. Rest in peace. And Christian Bale, a lot of people did not like the Bat voice because it was so deep.
Where is he?
We liked Christian Bale as the Batman, but his voice just did get a little annoying.
But a lot of people want to talk about. But I think Aaron Eckhart did a good job.
Oh yeah, he was amazing. It's a lot of people were just talking about Heath Ledger, and Aaron Eckhart got pushed over the side. But he did so good as Harvey Dent, and his transformation into Two-Face.
Yeah, that makeup was crazy.
It was so good. And Gary Oldman, I loved him as Gordon. Gordon was a beast with his big fucking handlebar mustache
and the thick ass glasses. You know.
And Morgan Freeman is Lucius Fox. He's one of my favorite characters because he's just classy. And Morgan Freeman has a voice of a god. We're running on a little too much, but overall, this was a great, very well developed movie. It was the best comic book movie. Not the best movie ever made, as in a lot of people are doing, but as a comic book, we will say, without a shadow of a doubt, that it was amazing, and we honestly think it was the best comic book movie ever made.
So far.